Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tammy and this is Happiness Created. Today I have a beautiful video to share with you. It's part of a playlist and I will get into that in just a bit. DIY number 1. I have these boxes that I got from Hobby Lobby and they were 50% off on the day that I ordered these online. So I'm going to take this Italian sage and I gave it just one coat. And now I'm going to take these transfers from the Dollar Tree and I am going to put them on the front of each of the boxes. Now, I gotta tell you, on this day, the puppies were being very uncooperative. So, I forgot to hit the record button. But all I did was I stacked the boxes the way that I wanted them, and I just outlined where I wanted everything to go. And I put the hot glue in the spaces where I knew the box on top was going to fall. And then I took these beautiful handles I got from Hobby Lobby and I just hot glued them in place because I may want to disassemble this at some point and reuse it. So then I'm taking these ferns that I got from the Dollar Tree and I just kind of stuffed them in the two bottom boxes. And I believe I put some in the top one too, actually. And then I have this gorgeous peony bouquet that I got from Michael's. So I just kind of cut that apart and I'm just putting, just kind of arranging it the way that I like it. And that's it for this one. I am so in love with this piece. I just think it is so gorgeous. Let me know what you guys think. This video is part of the Room by Room challenge hosted by Devin at Freckled Mom DIY, and this month's co-host is Favi from Arrows DIY. This month's theme is Vintage Garden. I love these two ladies. You have to go check them out if you don't know them already. I'm sure you do. But anyway, go check them out. I will have their channels as well as the playlist linked in my description box down below. Now on to DIY number 2. I have one of these wheel wreath forms and then these plastic pots from the Dollar Tree. They come 4 in a pack. And I'm going to take this folk art multi-surface paint in eggplant and I'm just going around the very top rim of the pots. And you will see in this video, I had some little helpers with me, at least for this project. They kind of were getting a little out of control, so I had to send them on their way. But you'll see in just a second. So I did have to go around 3 times with this paint. It is an acrylic paint, not a chalk paint. And there's my little girl. There's Skylar. She was up on the island. Don't worry, guys. I make sure that I spray it down with bleach before I cook on it or prepare on it. Anyway, she was up there trying to escape Nico, who you will see later on. And yeah, so she was my little helper. So then I took one of my glue guns and I poked 2 holes going side by side, and then 2 of the pots I poked 2 holes going up and down. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I ended up losing some footage, not losing some footage. Again, the dogs were being a little crazy and I forgot to hit record a bunch. So bear with me, please. So I am taking these zip ties from the Dollar Tree. Believe it or not, I have just found them in my Dollar Tree. I don't know. I must have just not seen them. But anyway, so I'm going to take the 4 pots and I am going to zip tie them right to the wheel. And here's my little boy. That's Nico. He wanted to come up and be part of the party too. So I gave him a bone and they both just kind of laid down and were pretty well behaved for a little while anyway. And then once I get them all zip tied, I'm just going to go around and I just put a very small blob of glue just to hold the bottoms in place. Then I took some of this new ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Guys, if you haven't found this yet, be on the lookout. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love this ribbon. So anyway, I fed it through behind the pot and the zip tie, and I am now just going to glue the top, and that's going to be my little hanger. Then I'm going to take some of this Spanish moss. I got a huge bag at Michael's for like $10. And I originally started just stuffing the pots with the Spanish rice. Oh, my good grief. I think I'm hungry. It's only like 10 o'clock in the morning, but anyways, 10:30. But anyway, I will get something after. Oh, good grief. Anyway, I originally stuffed the pots with the Spanish moss, but then when I started sticking the flowers in, it was pushing the moss down too much, and I could see where I hadn't painted the pots. So what I did was I took the Spanish moss out, put the flowers in, and then tucked the moss around the flowers, and that worked much better. So originally I thought I was done here, but then I thought it just needed a little something extra. So I took that ribbon and I made 4 little, shoestring bows, just the simple bow. And I am going to just hot glue them to the front of each of the pots. And then once the ribbons are all glued on, I just dovetail all of the ends. And that's it for this one. I have it hanging up on my coat closet in the kitchen right now. I am not sure if that's where it's going to stay, but anyway, I think it turned out so beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. I want to let you guys know that I am on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. If you are on any of those, come on over and say hi. I will have the links in my description box down below. Now on to DIY number 3. I found this pot at Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance for $4.49. I thought it was gorgeous. So I took that Italian sage and I went over it with 2 coats. Now I have these napkins. I got them from Joann's, and I am just taking some water and going around so that when I tear the napkin, it has a very nice edge to it. It's not that sharp, stark edge like a napkin typically has. So anyway, now I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I gotta tell you guys, we had a hate-hate relationship for a while, but we're starting to kind of grow on each other, I think. So anyway, I'm going to take Mod Podge and these pieces of the napkin, and I'm just going to start Mod Podging them on the vase. Now I'm not doing the whole vase or pot, whatever you want to call it, but I am going to cover the majority of it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm using the sponge method that I learned watching Brandy over at the DIY Struggle, and I have some wrinkles, but not nearly as much as I used to have. And I kind of gave myself a little grace on this because it's not flat. So I figured there would be, even the most professional would maybe have some wrinkles. So anyway, when I thought it was too big, I just took some more water and I just kind of trimmed it down a little bit so that the pieces were a little bit smaller and a little easier to handle. So here again, I forgot to hit the record button, but what I did was I took a chippy brush and I used some plaster, and I just went over the plaster chalk paint, and I went over the whole thing to distress it a little bit, and then the parts where I thought it was too much, I just went back over with that Italian sage and just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. But anyways, I think it's so beautiful. I showed you both sides of the vase, the one without the flowers, and then this one with the flowers is the back side. But anyways, I love it. I hope you guys do too. Let me know what you think. I want to thank Devin for hosting this monthly challenge and Favi for being her co-host this month. It was so much fun making these. I think they came out so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a great big thumbs up for me. It really helps me out. If you're new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I hope you'll consider sticking around and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a brand new video. And share with your family and friends. And I will see you next time.